presenter Aisha Jara. We are officially always, I mean, I hope that continues. We're sponsored by GRA, the Gambia Revenue Authority. Okay, so I don't know if you've been checking out our page on Facebook, on all the other social media platforms. There's a very sensitive topic we want to go on to today. Well, unfortunately, I was not able to get anybody to join me today with regards to that, like an expert with this. But today we are talking about the practice of black magic and how normal people find it. Um, During the course of the week, I happened to stumble on a very interesting story from a couple of people, but there's one particularly that made me, like, it really messed up my morning. I was not able to be myself. You know, when you're sitting and thinking like you've gone through so much, there's no way somebody is going through more than you are, and then the person just tells you the story, and you feel like all your walls that you've built around your wall, like all the walls that you've built around you has fallen down because there's no way your story can beat that person's story. That's sort of what happened to me when it comes to this story. Okay, a particular guy, like a guy in his early 40s, reached out, like wrote a mail to me, okay, requesting to know some things after explaining his story. So I'm going to explain exactly how his story goes. Okay, he really wants to stay anonymous, but because his story was so touching and it got to me, I just couldn't help but talk about it. But when we're talking about this black magic, the practice of black magic and how normal people find it, thank God I posted about this today, and I have so many people sharing their opinions. We got some people agreeing with the practice of black magic and some people not really agreeing with it. But regardless, the lines are going to be open later, giving you guys the chance to, share your opinions and thoughts. But I'm also going to make sure I read some of these very important opinions and thoughts I've seen from people who decided to send them in. Okay, and also it's just really sad to see the kind of life we're living now, from these comments that I've read. I would like to tell you, sir, I know you're watching, you told me you always are. I'd like to tell you that I sympathize. I'm very sorry for what you had to go through. I'm really sorry for what you're going through right now. Okay, but just know that you've come so far. You're finally here. So it means it's not gonna stop here. Like, it has to end at some point. Everything that starts ends, just like us human beings. So I'm gonna get into the story now, okay? Wow, what a sad story. So there is this guy who's explained that he's based in, well, anonymous, in Germany, but he saying that he loves the show because he can relate to some of the topics that I talk about, and he's 40, single, still single by the way, and he said that because his relationships with people never really worked out, no matter how hard he tried. Okay, like he's been like trying to get married for so many times and it's not really worked out for him. So he's saying he's been single and he's still single and he's in his 40s, which is, well, very sad. So he said that he has a mother, like his stepmother is his stepmother, and the kids, they're literally the only family he has here in the Gambia, and the people that he makes sure he pays his dues to them every month, like sends every monthly wages to them to make sure all their provisions are provided for, because he is apparently the breadwinner. So he said that early this year, January 2025, his aunt sent him a very long voice note. Stepmom actually sent him a very long voice note that made him decide to cut ties with the whole family entirely. Like, when he went through what she had to say, which is the fact that which is her admitting to doing bad stuff to her, like practicing black magic on him, having stuff like bad stuff happen to him, and like she even admitted to him to being responsible of him not getting married right now, to being responsible for the fact that he is not, like, none of his relationships have worked out because she apparently did some black magic stuff on him. So he said after going through this, she admitted to many other things, but this is just one of the things that really hurt him. Okay, because he had dedicated his life to taking care of her and her kids. By the way, he said he lost his mom and dad since he was a kid. So apparently, like, this was the only woman in the house as a family, and he is the breadwinner. He made sure they were taken care of. Like, as in, he would deprive himself of like getting himself the good stuff where he lives, just to make sure he's able to pay for their monthly wages, like for their monthly provisions. Only for the aunt to send him this message, specifically because she's been sick since late last year, okay, and like she's not been able to get up from bed, not be able to do many things. Even that, he explained that he's been the one sending in the like the money for the medical bills and everything, but somehow, because it's like her health is still deteriorating, by the way, which is why she finally decided to send him this voice note. Her voice note was to like to say she was sorry and that she regret what she did, but she was responsible for him not being in a relationship right now. So that pissed him off. He cut off ties with them, stopped bringing that food provision or all the other provisioning that he was doing for the family. And he said that taking care of her was like, he knows that she sent all those things to him. She told him about the evil things she's done to him, because she feels she's not very okay with the high health and she's scared. If not, he knows that for a fact that she would never have told him what she's done to him. Okay, so he said that other family members, like their family, obviously, you know, you have a big family, they've reached out and they have been nothing but painful, like they've been nothing but a pain in their, well, a neck, because how can they be saying that he's heartless for ignoring her, he's not taking care of her, he's really heartless, like they are not, he said they are not even looking at what he had to go through, all the pains he had to go through, because he admitted to it being a lot, like a whole lot of struggle he had to go through. So he doesn't get why they're not understanding that. They're just saying, especially his half siblings, saying that since she has admitted to her mistakes and apologized, they should just, like, he should just accept that and move. He should not stop taking care of their mother, and just because right now she has apologized and she said she's sorry, and that everybody else does black magic, so what's the big deal? So he's hurt, apparently. I would be, I know, if I'm in your shoes, I would be really hurt too. I don't get how apologizing to someone turned into you forcing the person to really accept your apologies. That's not how it works. The person has to forgive you from his or her heart. So if you are deciding by yourself that she has admitted to her mistakes, so the best you can do is just forgive and move on. What about the pain he went through? He mentioned so many in details, like how he had to struggle when he was in school, studying abroad, how he had to return back home and get treatment, because while he was studying abroad, when he went to the hospitals there, they couldn't see a thing. It cursed him. He paid, but he had to let go of that and come to get himself treated so he can go back and study. But he was never able to find that person who could like really treat him, because all they said was, yes, his family did something to him. He said, because he refused to admit it. He never looked at that. He disregarded everything anyone spiritual happened to tell him with regards to his ailment, except she herself finally admitted to really doing all of those things to him. And now she said those things for him to forgive her, but he cannot forgive her, because like it's just horrible, the things that he had to go through, just because, you know, it was really hard for him to have to go through that and finally get an opportunity to go abroad and work hard for them, because he said he doesn't have any connection with anybody else apart from his work and family. Like, that is all he has, and all he's ever wanted is a relationship, but that has never worked out for him. Well, apparently there's a reason for that. So he's saying, there's this one particular question he asked me, is it normal for people to do black magic now? Is that something acceptable? Like, he wants to know, because the way his half siblings and his other family members are taking this is too lightly for him. They are not even considering how much of a pain he went through when he was sick, when he had to quit school and come back home and get himself treated just to go back again and start all over, when he had to like struggle to make sure they are like they get their provisions regardless of him, like depriving himself of the goods just so they can get it. That's the kind of sacrifice people living abroad go through. Imagine doing that for a family. Imagine doing that for a mother who goes behind your back and does black magic on you, make sure you don't get married. That's all kinds of selfish. That's like an elaborative hatredness. I cannot imagine killing the hand that belongs to the person who's feeding me. I can't imagine that. But apparently this is what the woman was doing. I'm not saying this to dish on the woman. I'm saying, you wanted to know my opinion. We're going to receive calls. I'm going to go through some of the opinions and thoughts of some people, and then I'll tell you my opinion. Okay, I'll tell you my opinion straight up. I already have an opinion with this. I'm telling you, your story got to me so much, I had to come and make this a topic. It's normal to practice black magic in this country. I mean, from the people that I've spoken to with regards to your, because I had to make sure I ask informed people that are knowledgeable in Islam when it comes to black magic, people that knows, like they know the good and the bad and whatever, like they are out there making sure people know what is right, what is wrong, because we believe that we are Muslims. I mean, 90% of the Gambians are Muslim, and trust me, this guy also is, because he said prayers have helped him. If anything, it's given peace. He said he found out that sleeping, well, when he was sick, sleeping was only possible when he turns on the Quran to sleep. That's when he can sleep. That's how hard things are. And because I shared this with some people and I wanted to know their opinion, there are some people from Europe again who reached out telling me how bad it is, how they are going through the same thing. Someone told me of how his own brother, same moment dad told him, if I don't have your money, nobody else will. And like, it's crazy. He I don't know. I don't understand how we can live this kind of life when we call ourselves Muslim. I don't understand how you can stand in front of God 5 times a day. I'm not sure you do it exactly as the timing says, but if you straight up stand in front of God and say Allah Akbar and pray to him, praying for good fortune, praying for him to give you long life, praying for him for all of those other things, and then you go back when you're done with your prayers to the sitting asking for him to destroy somebody's life for you. I don't know how Muslimi that is. But I'd like for us to go for a short break. When we get back, then the lines will be open for you to share your thoughts, the people watching. And I would also take the opportunity to read some of the very interesting opinions of people who think black magic is okay, that people should totally do it because apparently it saved some of their lives. So let's go for that short break, and when we get back, we'll get right into it.
Do your banking the smart way with the new Ajibank mobile app. Transfer money to any bank account in the Gambia. Top up airtime for all networks. Pay utility bills. Check your account balance and view mini statements. Request for ATM cards. Request for checkbooks and more in a single touch. So, do your banking in a smart way. Do your banking now with Ajibank mobile app. Every time is banking time. Ajibank, your investment partner.
Okay, so that was a short break. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I mean, our 4th edition. This is the 2nd. So we're talking about the practice of black magic and how normal people find it lately, like nowadays in this Gambia. My question to everybody is it okay to practice black magic, and why do you think it's okay? Like, I'm asking you on a personal note because this is what I did. I'm asking you if online everywhere, the people that I had to interview with regards to black magic, I've asked them why, like they said it's okay. Those that said it's okay, I asked them why they think it's okay, and those that said it's not, I asked them why they think it's not okay. Okay, but most of the opinions I have before the lines open are of people actually agreeing with the black magic working out for them. So, but these are people who didn't, like, from the text messages I've received, these are people who didn't go trying to harm people. I was told to make sure I make that clear. They didn't go to harm people, they just went looking for prosperity. And first off, before reading their messages, I'm going to tell you what I told them, okay? I told them straight up, why would you go looking, like asking someone who's been created by God to to give you prosperity when the person probably would be asking for the same from God. You know, it doesn't make sense. Why would you go to a human being, a normal person who's created like you, for prosperity when you can pray for it yourself? When I was a kid and going to Arabic school, I was told that we have a direct line to God, the one who created us. You know, you don't just up and get up and start breathing and walking and doing your things just because, okay? Someone is responsible for all of it. And because if you know this, you know to ask that someone for all the other things that you want, because he's there. He's make sure you're breathing. He's make sure you can see. Okay, he's make sure you are okay and walking and kicking and doing all the things that you want to do. So why not ask that someone for prosperity as well? You know, for the people who said they're requesting for prosperity. I'm not judging. There are some who actually went through a lot and actually found peace in getting one of these sittings, do some sort of prayer for them. I don't know. I'm not judging. Our talk here today is black magic is the practice of black magic right or wrong, and why? That's our topic today. Okay. But in the meantime, let me go through some of these comments from some people. Fatu from Dipakunda said, I still don't understand why someone would do that to me. Someone apparently hurt her through black magic. One day I was full of life and dreams, and the next I could not get out of bed. The doctors found nothing, and it wasn't until my aunt took me to a Marabou that the truth came out. Okay, my very close friend who stays with me's aunt put a curse on me out of jealousy. I forgave them, because apparently the friends and the friend themselves, they did this together, but I will never trust so easily again. So this is Fatu saying that she didn't know that stuff like that happened to her until she went to the Marabou. Okay, so these are people who are in for people going to Marabou, but for an entirely different reason, not to destroy somebody's life, but maybe to take care of you. It's a very elaborate topic, this practicing black magic, but I actually remember interviewing someone who's like, if I don't do that, what do I do? Okay, someone is doing bad to me. I literally see the person in my dream doing the bad. I have to get up and do something. This is why she led herself to the Marabou to take care of herself. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm not judging. I just really have a problem with those who would go there to destroy somebody else's life. You know, you're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to your life. You can live your life the way you want, okay? Bar the restrictions. But I don't think it's in your right to go and destroy somebody's life, okay? I have something to share with those too. Anyways, one Ibrahima from Talinding said, I don't believe in that nonsense. It's fear and superstition keeping our community in chaos. The real magic is education and hard work. Blaming black magic is just a way to avoid facing reality. This is what I would say before, Aisha, but now I've seen that I had to go to get some of these things off me. Yeah, real magic is in education. I worked hard, but I still struggled for 10 years. So I had to go to the Marabou to get myself at something reliable, and eventually I did get it. This is what Ibrahima said. And there's another one. Mariama said, I saw my stepmother bury something behind our compound. There you go. After that, my brother starved. So my brother started having nightmares and failing in school. My God. She pretended to care, but I know what I saw. No one believed me, but I know she did something. And we also went back to the Marabou and made sure it doesn't happen again. So, in a way, practicing black magic with a cause, like making sure you stop the person that is onto you, is fine by me. That is from Mariam. Saini said, when I was young, a relative cursed me to lose everything. My farm, my family, even my voice for a time. But I found healing in faith and forgiveness. I feel the shadows sometimes, but they no longer rule me. This is one of the good ones. So these are people who decided to share what they went through with regards to the story I shared about a man in his 40s not being able to get any connection in this life because apparently he's been like there was a black magic done on him and he cannot marry. He's not been able to do many things in this life that he wanted because he struggled a lot. He got sick a lot and he was not able to get treatment. In the end, he just went with what he had, and lucky for him, things are kind of working out, because if your perpetrator, the person messing up your life, finally comes up and tells you what she or he did to you, I think that's progress right there. Not everybody gets that. Some people actually die with that on their head. So for you to have to go through that, it's amazing. All right, so now what I would like is for us to go for a short break, and when we get back, we'll open the lines for people to actually call and share their thoughts. Let's
How are you dealing with this year's dry season, exposing us all to dry cough and sore throat? Cecil Habatus Sauda's honey mint is the perfect remedy for these conditions, as it calms cough, asthma attacks, smoothing sore throat. Also, the Cecil Habatus Sauda honey mint serves as a digestive stimulant, fights bloating and heartburn. Are you planning to perform Umrah or Hajj this year? Make sure to grab a bottle of the honey mint to help with the changes in climate. At Cecil Habatus Sauda, we are committed to reaching Gambians from across the country. We now have a new branch at Busumbala. Shop now. How are you dealing with this year's dry season, exposing us all to dry cough and sore throat? Cecil Habatus Sauda's honey mint is the perfect remedy for these conditions, as it calms cough, asthma attacks, smoothing sore throat. Also, the Cecil Habatus Sauda honey mint.
So guys, welcome back. Is the practice of black magic okay? And please tell me why. Okay, the lines are open. You guys can call now and tell me your thoughts with regards to that. In the meantime, I'm still gonna keep reading this message, and I would like to give my opinion with regards to this gentleman who shared his story with me. It's still not too late. Okay, before I read this, I would like to say I'm glad you trusted me enough to share your story with me, and that it's not end of the world. I think this is progress. Like I said, it's really progress. It's not everybody that gets to find out exactly who did what to him spiritually. You don't find out. You would find that, like most of us who went through a whole lot of struggles and pain because of spiritual, like black magic stuff, you would not be able to know exactly, because they'll probably do their deed and just pass away, and then you're on your own. But not to fret, okay? I'm glad you said you turned to your prayers and listening to Quran, because that's the only thing that can actually save you. I don't get why you would take your time to go to the Marabu. Sometimes a prayer time would pass by, you would be sitting there, and some of the time, most of the time, do you know that where you come from, your house is better looking, in better shape than this Marabu? Some are gifted, but some really are not. Some are just there to eat your money. Okay, it's actually a business for some of these Marabus. They're not real. If you feel like going to them so you can fight back is your best way, I'm telling you, there's a bestest way. There's a better, preferable way. Okay, and that's with God. If you pray on time, anything you ask Him to do, He would do. And for you to have been affected by the things that these people have done to you spiritually, is because, let's say, because you were not praying then. But He said He is shy, our Creator, that He is shy if you ask Him for something and He doesn't give it to you. So these are there are surahs in the Quran that you can actually read and feel and sleep like if you're scared to sleep because you're seeing nightmare, there are things that you can read and sleep like you've never slept before. It will protect you from it will protect every part of you. It's as easy as that. Having to go to the Marabu would require you getting up, paying for transport, going to some secluded, very far place just to have some guy listen to you, and if he's gifted, help you out. Okay, but what I'm saying is, why don't you turn to the biggest Marabu of all? That's God. You and the Marabu you're going to, He created the both of you. He may have given the Marabu gifts, but He gave you something that everyone else has, and that is a direct line to Him. Do you know that when you call onto Him, He answers? I don't know. I'm not saying this because I'm religious or anything. I'm just saying, if God brought us here to worship Him, and He's given us all the things that He wants you to do. If you are in danger and you feel like there's no way out of this, I have to do this, that's not possible. There's never no way out of anything. There's always a way. Like when you try going to this person and what you want is you didn't get, you go to this person, what you want you didn't get, you go to Him, and it's easy. You don't have to wear your shoes and go. You just have to sit where you are and call on to Him. Okay, trust me, he would answer. Trust me, he would make sure everything is taken care of. Don't feel like you're hopeless in this world. God loves us so much. There is no way he would leave you be. Even if you're like the worst kind of human, as in you go around killing people. He loves you so much. If you're willing to repent, you call unto him, he will answer with immediate effect. You just don't hear it. But guess what? He is always there. You know how you know he's there? You're breathing. You can see. You're walking. You're fine. Even those that are sick, the fact that they feel sick means he's there. He's the one making you go through all of that. He's the God of everything. Marabouts, prosperity, good fortune, everything you can think of in this world, God is the God of all of it. So if I were you, if you feel like going to the sitting to fix yourself is the best way, I'm not judging. I'm just saying there's a better way than that. All right? You can pray on time, like your 5 daily prayers. You don't miss it. If you don't miss it, this is what he asks you to do it, and then I will answer all your prayers. Sometimes he answers your prayers regardless if that is what's meant for you. You think these people just got up and went and did juju and it just worked because they did the juju? It's because God willed the juju. God made the black practice work. God willed it. Those people went to the Marabu and said, "Takal maki, bopam, defal maki li, anga, lemabuga nga ligay ki, boom amli." They initiated the project, okay, the process. But for it to have worked is because God willed it. If I were you, why go to those people and have it removed or whatever? You go to God and you don't even have to get up to work. You just have to use your voice and call unto him. That's the easiest way, if you ask me. If you believe in your prayers, it will come, like it will happen. You would see for yourself. And I'm sure like there are many that would testify with me today. Like there are many text messages that I've received from people who talked about how hard it was for them and how easy it turned out when they decided to turn to God. All you need to do is do the things he asks you to do. You know, the obligatory prayers, fasting. But the prayers is like the most important, okay? Fasting is once a month, once a whole year. But I'm saying the prayers, if you do that on time, you ask God for anything, sometimes you get frustrated. The prayers are not answered immediately. It's because there are other things, according to the scripts, there are other things that may come and be a bother to you. Your prayers went to stop those things from happening instead, okay? That is for when you want something big and you still haven't seen it for years and years and years. You just hang in there and jump off of it and never give up, you know? I think that's the best solution. But hey, some people went the juju way and they said it's helped. They've been able to identify the person who messed them up, and they've been able to make sure the juju went right back to them. That's what they said. So I've received a message from one Miss Chilel who said that she was not one who would let this sitting thing get to her, because like since she was a kid, her mom would tell her that they need to do this to keep strong and stuff. And because she saw it as an easy way, she never allowed her mom to convince her to go do it. But she finally accepted to do it because, like, she said she bought a car and the car got like it. 1 week of driving the car, it got burned by itself. Like at night while she's sleeping, she woke up to see the car, like the machines inside were all burned, just like that. And they could not tell where the fire, how it started. She started a business, and that salon also got burned. Someone was definitely onto her. But she knew for sure someone was onto her. The person wasn't doing this physically because she's got CCTV cameras and everything. But she's never been able to see this person. So she could tell from then on that there was a spiritual stuff going on. Because when she explained it, it's so ridiculous, it's hard for you to believe it. But she said when she went to this Marabu, he helped her take care of all of that. And now she's not going through any of it. She said she prays, but she still goes to this Marabu to get some of her things done. But I'm just saying that that is something that is not acceptable in Islam. When you want stuff, you pray to God to help you. When you're going to setting, the good ones would say, Nala nyana. They wouldn't tell you to go sul darafale, deval defli fi, kitafa defali fale. No. I believe those are the good ones anyways. And I think if you're offering to help someone, it's only right for you to help the person without saying pate mola defli. You're initiating lots of doubt, which is not good in general. You want to help someone because you're gifted, tell the person, okay, nala nyanal, or like maybe I'll give you whatever, like you can do this, you can use this, you can to clean up because something is happening to you. But you don't have to say pate mola defli or samba mola def, because that will just bring too much trouble. See, sometimes you don't even have to say it. You don't even have to say it. Smart sitting it. Like there is a message from someone who is gifted like that. Okay, a lady who claims like whatever she dreams happens, like it becomes true. At first she was using it to like destroy people's life, but she saw goodness in following God's path and she decided to follow that now. Okay, so I'm gonna read this message from this lady. Okay, it says that he's a former marabu. Okay, former marabu. Mune alaji la tuda. Okay, I was running this business because I had a gift. When I look at people, I had a gift of seeing what they become. Honestly, Aisha, I'm telling you, this is real. Okay, but I was using it for all the wrong reasons. I've never used it for the right reason. I'm telling you this today because I'm seeing the goodness of the things that I'm doing now, and that is all thanks to God. When you have this kind of power, you tend to think you're God. You forget that it was given to you. At some point in my life when I was young, I thought that I could do anything, that I could rule the world. I had all the money in the world, but I was never able to sleep because of the bads I've done. I realized later on in my life that turning to God was the best thing to do. This is what Alaji said. So this is literally from a Marabu who said, he's not a Marabu per se. He said that he was just gifted. Okay, people would come to him and they would ask him to do stuff, and he would actually be able to do it because in context, he was able to communicate with the jinns. All of that has its consequences. If you're able to do stuff and you do it to take advantage of people or to destroy somebody's life, what goes around comes around. And my sir at Germany, I'd like for you to see the kind of life you're living now. Look at what people are saying to get your attention. You need to know that black magic is not something that's accepted. Practicing it is haram. If you're a Muslim, you stay the hell away from it. But if you're not and you're still following it, you ignore those that are telling you everybody's doing it. Because everyone is doing it doesn't make it right. It's wrong. It's all kinds of wrong to go to a Modi setting to have him or her do something for you. It's wrong. It's really wrong. I would say that. So it's not something that is even worth being asked. You can't ask something like that. It's wrong. What you can do is make sure, okay, whenever you need from God, you pray to get it. I don't even see how you can ask God to destroy somebody's life and have him do it. It's not possible. Do they so hey, like do they you think that going to the setting will make things work? Them si setting bahut yalla santuñu ko wax na ne bahut wax na ko si Quran bi, and I know I've went through it countless times. Suratul Baqarah 102 verse 102, he really was like, the words there were clear. If you go there, you read exactly how it came about. Sulaiman alayhi salam was a prophet that had access to jinns that could do all the magical things, but he never used his knowledge or whatever he had to destroy anybody. He used it for goodness. He was a prophet. Okay, so, and it's during his time that all these magics were initiated anyways. If you learn a trick from the Quran or from anywhere else to destroy somebody's life, if you know it, fine, you know something that's nice. Actually, it's not that nice, because knowing it means you would be able to destroy somebody's life once you feel like it, unless you have conscience and you fear God, because if you do, then you stay the hell away from it. Man understand man naka ngay joge julit ngay jog si gudi, sorry, si suba nga julit si suba, juli 2, juli 5, juli maghrib, juli isha, so pare si gudi o suba tel o benn bés rek nga jóg nga ne yaa ngi dem si sëriñ bi parce que parti ak samba lii la def, ba pare yaa ngi dem feeku, dangaa dem nga make sure kenn feebar baate kenn dee, ba pare ñu so kenn du la yabati di la def loolu. Yow lu sa yoon si loolu? Yow ñu su la defee façon, someone did something like that to you, foguloo nga wax ko, o soo ko mënutee nga sori ko, oh yow da nga bëgg a dem yeexal kooku nga toog nga ne yow nga dem di continuer julli nga wax nga oo sa boppa jullit ngir parce que kooku def la jiifu si biir moto bi oo def la on sa boppa bi lu nga def is not spiritual. So I don't understand why you would go and do that. For the sir that went through something like this and had his half siblings saying that he's being heartless for cutting them off, I am with you. You forgive when you're ready to forgive. They cannot force you to forgive. After what you did for them, to think your stepmom was going behind closed doors and doing something like that to you, it's just horrible. It's horrifying. Someone you're looking up to, someone you're making sure they are provided for, everything is there for them to have to go behind them. See, that is why you can tell from the way they're living. You said you're the one taking care of her and her whole family. Imagine that. That's because God gave you that will. It's not easy to forgive, but that is what most of the scholars said. If you want to please God, God said it's like if you want to please him, it's better to be patient. It's also better to forgive because that's the best. If you forgive, you'll be raised in your iman. You'll be raised. So you may be pissed. I am, trust me. I was pissed going through your message. The audacity for me, like it's the audacity. How dare they tell you that their mother has regretted, that's why she's apologizing. The least you can do is forgive her and move on. That is just ridiculous. What about the pain you went through? I felt teary going through all the things you told me you went through when you were suffering like that. You know, I was just saying, I remember asking you know when you think you're the only one going through hell, you're the only one going through troubles, and somebody just comes and tells his or her story and you feel all the walls around you falling down. That's the kind of feeling I got when I read your story. That's the kind of feeling I got when I had a conversation with you. It felt really bad having to like go through all of this and still having reprimands from people who think you should just up and forgive and move on, like it's that easy. I am with you on your opinion, but Islamic wise, okay, not a scholar or anything, but from most of the people I ask, this is what they said. So mune muñ nga balal ko xam naa ne doo ko mën a fàtte waaye mun ngaa baalal because Islam ñu ne su fekkee ne loolu nga def loolu mooy génn daal baalal tamit it has to come from your heart, okay. xam naa ne like what you went through is something I cannot explain. I don't know what it's like. It's nothing close to what I went through, so I cannot even say a word about it. I can only say that I am with you on your on your wish to cut ties with them. I'm with you, and from the scholars who I spoke to about your problem, they said that it's hard for you to forgive, but if you can, it's the best. So that is my opinion. I don't know if you've heard this, but there are many people going through this. If you're able to get up from your bed and go to a mudi, jóg dem si sëriñ nga ne ko lii laa bëgg nga defaral ma yaaxal kali reyal kii defal lele yow gëmuloo yàlla de yow sa boppa nga oo julit rek waaye yow doo julit naa ngay jógee dem yaaxal nit soo pare nga ne nga ñëw juli yow sa juli bi fan la mooy dem du dem fen parce que ñun ñu ngi julli every day 5 times a day pour ñu xam ne kon yàlla moo ñu ko teg pour buñ ko fàtte pour ñu xam ne like luñ soxla si àdduna bi fii si moom rek ngay dem mu defaral la pour nga make sure that like your life is okay, and not just your life. When you also die, you will also maybe like with his willingness, with his like so accept it, you may be lucky to join the people he favors. So you're so joking nga yaa ngi julli ngir loolu nga bëgg pour mu favor la because I'm sure su fekkee ne yaa ngi jàng Fatiha every day di nga xam lu Fatiha lu mu nekk di wax alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin arrahmanir rahim xam nga lum miin foofu noonu ok iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in yoo rek la ñëw gëm yoo rek la ñëw worship and yoo rek la ñëw laajte luñ bugga so naka ngay waxee loolu si sa julli soo pare nga dem laaj keneen waat ne keneen yow loo bugga ba pare yow loo bugga it's not something pour sa bopp sa de yow loo bugga pour yaxal keneen la yow loolu jullit du koy def loolu du yoon loolu is just all kinds of wrong man I how understand ma naka la nit di like talk brag about hey man soo ma yóbbee si sëriñ man tam ma yóbbu la si sëriñ, because they feel like that's the best way. man gis naa ñi nga xam ne like bu ma doon laajte nit yi si mbiri lii si mbiri kii laaj naa leen ak ñu maa wax ne def nañ loolu because gis nañ ne loolu rek moo nekkoon yoon pour ñoom ñu survive. am na ñi nga xam ne ñu ne dañoo dem ñu yaaxal ñu like su fekkee ne kenn daf leen liggéey def leen lu bon ñu dem si sëriñ bi pour mu yaaxa ko, su ko yaaxee kooku daf dee delluwaat dem defar ko dama déggal loolu ma ne waaw seriously. gis nga sa xaalis bi ak sa effort boo nekk di use pour def loolu yëpp, man su ma nekkoon yow ma def ko leneen. man su ma nekkoon yow like if you take your time soo jëlee sa xaalis boobu def ko si leneen like si liggéey bi nga bëgga pour mu prosper, or si li nga xam ne danga bëgga mu rëy si business or anything else, loolu mooy gën a dem dan nga dem si sëriñ pour mu yaaxal kenn. because trust me sëriñ bi mun naa succeed because most of them are actually gifted. waaye yow loolu lum laa defara xoolal anti bi ku yaaxal oon doomam, moom doomam yi am nañ ay doom sëy nañ am nañ ay doom, waaye ñoom ñëpp si ron kii lañ nekk si ki nga xam ne ñoom seen yaay kooku la liggéey, ñoom ñëpp seen yëf yëpp si kooku la nekk. kooku moo leen dee indil lekka, moo leen dee indil toppatoo kër bi, moo leen dee indil yëpp, waaye seen yaay dafa jóg dem yaaxal ko depuis bu mu nekkoon xale. léegi parce que yaay baa ngi feebar xamut fan la feebar bi di ko yóbbu, mu toog mu ne nam ko baalal moom lii ak lii ak lii la ko def. xam nga loolu day dafa métti. ñun ñëpp ñu ngi wax am sure ne like ñëpp xam nañ ñi fi sëriñ dem si sëriñ dem defar ak lii. man de lu ma leen a wax rek mooy man I'm not someone who can give advice on this because I'm not like a scholar, waaye mooy pour nga jàpp si yàlla. soo toogee nga feel like ne like sa yaram neexul la, am na ku la nekk di def dara, jógal nga ñaan yàlla. hey yàlla daf ñu won ay yoon yu bari yoo mën a use pour nga am ndimbala. ok jógal si guddi nga ñaan. wax nañ si wax ne soo buggee dara nga bugga ko torop nga bugga ko, soo jógutee si guddi pour julli pour am ko ñoo bugguloo ko. it's like soo buggee dara dangaa jóg si guddi. lu ma miin loolu after soo defee sa 5 daily prayers yi every bés bu nekk yaa ngi def sa tisbaar sa zuhur sa yëpp yaa ngi def yëpp on time. soo paree si guddi tam nga jóg nga ne yàlla lii laa bugga foog ma ne doo mun a am, parce que soo munee jóg def loolu meaning yàlla dafa bëgg a jàpp sa ñaan, moo tax mu mel la nga mun a time boobu nga jóg julli. soo man su ma nekkoon ñëw nga jóg time boobu nga julli, su fekkee ne am na ku la nekk di def dara maa la wax du kooku du soog si du la mun a amal dara la du mun, maa la ko wax fii tey. so if I were you, stick to that and stop being hopeless in God, because trust me, He's there, He's real. He will answer your prayers, especially with regards to protecting you from these evil things. He is the king of evil. He knows all the evil things. He's the Lord of darkness. He's the Lord of light, the Lord of darkness, the Lord of literally every verb you can think of. So imagine asking that person to help you, that God to help you. He would help you. He will not let you go astray. Maybe bala ngay ton si mom lu la def nga bëgga pour like génne yooyu. Okay, man loolu sax mënuma see wax dara. Like I said, I'm not a scholar. I just know a few things bi nga xam ne man toppa naa ko and gis naa njëriñam. waaye su ma nekkoon yan liggéey sëriñ boo leen nekk loolu boo leen bëgg a dagaan nii, parce que gis naa léegi nit yi duñ ko dee rus a wax sax. anga before dañoo dem si gannaaw noppi façon yi du ko dee wax nit dégg ko. léegi ñëpp a ko dee wax dañ ko advertise ci télé bi. soo soxlee dara nga ñëw si man naa la toppatoo. soo soxlee pour yaaxal nit maa gis advertisement bi man sëriñ laa. soo soxlee pour yaaxal nit ñëwal si man naa make sure kooku ma yaaxal ko. naa la ko yaaxal ba foo bugga mu am. so naa ngay demee si kooku di ko laaj loolu, when the least you can do is toog foo nekk di toog nii turi yàlla pour mu dimbale la. that's how easy it is. yow loo war a def rek mooy julli. soo jullee ba pare nga ñaan yàlla ne ñu nekk di sëriñtu di la def dara buñ succeed, ak nga xool ndax dinañ la laal. waaye soo nekk di def loolu nga bugg a fi parce que man xam naa ñun sometimes duñu mel ñun ay nit yi ñun dañ dee bugg a lu yomba. soo buggee dara dangaa jóg liggéeyal ko pour nga am ko. loolu mooy nu mu ko waxee jógal nga julli. soo buggee pour mu jox la something special nga jóg si special times yi nga julli bi nga am loo bëgga waaye soo nekkee fii di toppane hey man Paate su ma ko toppee su ma ko waxee mu defaral ma dara na ma defaral Paate boobu xanaa du moom du nit xanaa du yàlla moo ko defar moom it tamit man de moom it's so disappointing reading a message like this. And it's also a little bit bad that people are openly admitting to going to the setting and doing stuff because they believe they're doing it with conviction. Because some people are after them and that's the only way they can protect themselves. Man, I am not an expert in this field, but I know one thing that's always worked for me, and that is prayers. And loolu laa leen mën a wax daal. For now, suma yoni message, I think your answers, like some of these things that you asked for, with my opinions regarding what you went through, you are right to do everything you're doing right now. Ken warut la force pour nga balal nit, especially koko xamut si yo lo si ne lum la sonale xamut dara si lolu. So sa nit yi luñ wax sa mbir luñ nekk di la all ne yow ku bon nga yow kii moo la toppatoo boobu nekkoon xale so what su la liggéeyee xanaa du nit yi dañ dee dem di liggéeyante loolu dafa normal loolu normalut de. suñ la waxee loolu ñu ngi fen ñu ngi wax seen wax bi nga xam ne amut nit du jóg di dem liggéeyal nit Gambia ñoo ko normalise léegi ñu la nekk di wax loolu ñoom ñoo ko normalise ñoom ñoo nekk di def loolu waaye it doesn't mean ne ñëpp ñu ngi koo def de nekkut ñëpp a ko nekk di def ma wax la loolu nag. So don't feel like you are heartless. I don't think you are. For you to have to go through all of this and still do all those things that you did for the family, and nga ne ñëwoon nga fii ñu ne la ne kii moo la nekk di def li nga bañ a gëm loolu yow nga jàppa si yàlla rek continuer di jàppa si yàlla noonu de man su ma nekkoon yow like that's what you would do. That's my opinion. You asked for my opinion and this is what I can advise. Okay, jàppa si yàlla, continue your prayers and make sure whenever you pray you seek for him to protect you against all this evil, because trust me, I'm sure it didn't stop only at your stepmom. Gambia, like not Gambia in general, sometimes people tend to be so envious it gets in the way. They let it get in the way. It's okay to be envious, but pray to have it and pray for the person you're envy of to stay blessed like that and more. It's simple. Loo bugal sa boppa bugal loolu sa morom or more lu ko ëppa loolu rek la and dangaa gis ne loo bëgg yow tamit benn bés dinga ko am de. soo waxee ne dangaa dem toppay fi sëriñ kii su ma sonnali dama dem ma liggéey ko ma def ko lii ak lii yow rek ay tëdda si sa lifin bi sa baameel bi soo gaañee kenn du fa nekk sëriñ si sëriñ boo dem noonu moom tamit na gis bosam su dee waaye yow rek ay nekk sa baameel bi nga dem nga uyu yàlla. If you fear God and you have any conscience, you will stay away from sitting. Why man xam naa ne loolu si waxin rek la moo nekk man fu mu nekk nii man duma I can't do anything more than that. Why someone asked for my opinion and I share the story with you, and I hope you guys like enjoyed it, because pretty sure this was something that really needed to be discussed, and it's a very elaborative topic, because there are different people. My husband did this to me, my sister did this to me, it's a lot, okay, and all these people get this information from the same setting. Who would say Pate Moloko def? Man, those people are not good setting. Don't say Pate Moloko def. Just go ahead and give the person whatever you think you can help the person with. Just don't bring controversies. It's only going to bring problem. Nobody's perfect. People make mistakes, but if I were you, I would just stick to God and be oblivion to this information than know. Because if I know, I'm going to start looking at the person with those kind of eyes. Okay, she's just smiling at me, but there's stuff in her mind, or like she's keeping from me, she wants this for me. You're going to start doubting your friends. Okay, and that is something that you can't live with every day. It's just going to keep eating up at you, no matter what you do. We have come to the end of the show. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know I'm sorry I've not been able to read most of the messages that I received, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Your opinions, your thoughts have helped me a lot when I was consulting with this guy that reached out to me, and I hope the message was well received. Thank you so much for being a part of Soffia Magazine, for trusting us enough with your story, and for making us realize this is an ongoing thing. I hope to God that one day Gambia becomes a setting free country. Nobody is going to setting anymore. They're going to the real setting anyways. I hope that happens, but that is just a prayer, and I can only hope it happens. It's the best, Anyways, see you guys next Saturday. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for your beautiful contributions. I really appreciate it. Hoping to see you guys next week. We are gonna have Pura here with us talking about the things that they are changing with regards to the Gambian numbers. Can you believe that there's a big change coming on that? Why? Before that happens, we have to go through 7 more days to see. And in the meantime, I'm hoping you guys have a beautiful weekend. And thank you once again, audience. Thank you, Yamunda Wanko J. Thank you so much. And I'd like to thank Ndei Fatu and Marco. Your show was beautiful. Music Plus. I enjoyed it. I was here when they were doing it. And you guys have a pleasant weekend. Thanks once again. Bye.